Hello, is this Mr. Gambino here with a new stream? In this stream I'm going to be doing part 12 of my walkthrough for Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the Definitive Edition. And this part will be about the RC vehicle missions. There is a total of 3 of them in this game. And in this game, for the most part, it kind of takes the form of like races, whereas in like Grand Theft Auto 3, you basically just simply killed like gang members with the different like RC vehicles. And in Grand Theft Auto 3, I think it was just different gangs you attacked with like the same like RC bandit. But yeah, this part I should be getting one of the trophies in the game, which involves winning the RC bandit race. And that's the only like achievement like trophy tied to at least Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the Definitive Edition, quote unquote. But yeah, somewhere in Vice Point here, apparently there's like a dirt track. Whoa. Okay, I did not honestly expect that to happen. Okay, it doesn't look like it's labeled on the beach there. I guess you just gotta find it and whatnot. Looks like this should be it. And yeah, by the way, apparently in certain versions of the game it can glitch up where like certain top fun vans will not spawn according to like the GTA wiki. They particularly tend to mention like the PS2 to like PS4 version of the game tends to have issues with some of the top fun vans spawning. So if that's the case, just like get one from another location and like drive it over to the spot approximately where it's parked. It's probably a pretty exact spot though, if unfortunately for any reason anyone has to do it that way. If they suffer through an annoying glitch on like the PS2, PS4 version, whatever. The old version that was on PS4 and 5. But yeah, this time with RC missions in this game, it's in more of the form of like racing, not killing like gang members like it was in Grand Theft Auto 3. Which I definitely imagine is way harder than the one in Grand Theft Auto 3. Because those ones you basically just had to kill like one person at least for the 100%. It wasn't really like a challenging side mission thing whatsoever in that game. That's the thing with certain side missions in GTA 3 is that they're significantly easier than in like future GTA games. Though a lot of Grand Theft Auto 3 in some ways is actually more difficult than other GTA games later on would be. So it's kind of interesting in like what ways like Grand Theft Auto 3 is way easier than the rest of the series, and in the ways it's harder than the rest of the series. Yeah, so far not too bad. And yeah. Might talk a little bit of stuff like outside of Grand Theft Auto Vice City on this walkthrough, kind of. If I can think of any moments to do that, or what to even say and whatnot. Damn, some of these turns and stuff. Like the dirt track races with the off-road missions. Kind of annoying, but not as bad being small RC vehicles. And yeah, just like the real thing, one RC Bandit race. Which is at least a thing in the quote-unquote definitive edition. Probably PS2 to PS4 version as well. And it seems now the helicopter despawn, that's great. So I guess I'll be driving this van over. Oh well, as with the streams recently with the walkthrough, as with other streams recently in the walkthrough, it's not going to necessarily be a very long one at least. But yeah, might talk a little bit about yesterday, February 9th, 2022. I might talk a little bit about the Nintendo Direct yesterday from February 9th, 2022, since it's my first stream since that release. Because for those who don't know, I'm like into pretty much every like system, essentially. Like I like all three of the huge companies, whether it be Sony, Nintendo, or Microsoft. I definitely think they all have some good stuff and whatnot. I'm not like a console war person or nothing. But yeah, first huge thing on that like Nintendo Direct thing from yesterday was like a Fire Emblem like Free Hopes or something like that. Cool for those, obviously one and one not necessarily big on that Fire Emblem thing. They did like a limited like release or something for like the original like version from like 1990 or something from like the regular Famicom or something. For like the Shadow Blade and of Light, whatever. But it was like a limited time release, so like I didn't really bother to care to get it. And I even asked like a friend or something that was big in Fire Emblem if I should get it or not, and I didn't. So I don't really think there's ever a moment anytime soon where I would even consider trying a Fire Emblem game. Plus the one that was on that Direct is more like a spin-off, like Dynasty Warrior kind of thing or something, I think. From what I've heard. Yeah, I'll do a bit of saving here on the fourth slot again, just in case there's a streaming issue or something. And yeah, there was another one, like Mario Strikers. New like Mario Strikers game, not really necessarily fond of that. If I had boatloads of money to spend and shit, then yeah, I'd probably be fond of it, but yeah. And yeah, I know this is primarily a Rockstar channel, but why not talk about some other stuff with it and whatnot on this like walkthrough and whatnot. Because there's only so much I can mention with these different like missions and whatnot. There wasn't really much that was worth mentioning on RC Bandit Race. At least in this quote-unquote definitive edition, it's pretty easy, and I imagine on the original version it's pretty easy as well. First of all, I gotta kind of know where I'm going here. And yeah, there's like a fucking Nintendo Switch Sports or something like that they're coming out with, apparently, and that seemed like ass in my opinion, not gonna lie. Like it's basically like a Wii Sports, but Switch, and it got away from like the Mii gimmick, obviously, because that was like a Wii U kind of thing. It's like generic ass characters, in my opinion, on the Nintendo Switch Sports, it looks like. Alright, but yeah, this one's in the North Point Mall in Vice Point for this RC Baron race, which is an RC plane. I believe Grand Theft Auto Vice City was actually the first game to feature this RC Baron. So obviously it wasn't really a thing, I recall, in Grand Theft Auto 3. But yeah, apparently there's like 6 sports apparently that'll be coming out, like it's a very small amount or something similar to like the Wii Sports they did back with the launch of like the Wii and whatnot. Seems very disappointing, like half of them are returning from like Wii Sports, and like there's like the sword fighting one from like Wii Sport Resort, and I think it was like bowling, and then like tennis, I think is the other two. And then there's like 3 other new ones, such as like soccer, and then like 2 other ones that are going to debut in it, which I don't necessarily remember. Because I watched it like 12-ish hours ago or something. 12, like 14 hours ago or something. And then apparently it's DLC, they're going to be doing like golf and stuff. Like, why isn't it like in the base game? Like, they have to add golf for like DLC or some shit. Like, that whole fucking Wii Sports is totally capable of that. Because I was back in the day where there was no DLC, at least mainly for the Wii at least, and especially in like 2006 and shit. And I think the only other couple things I'm probably going to mention about that Nintendo Direct is like the last couple things that was at the end, which in my opinion was definitely the most hype announcements. I'll probably try to focus on doing this. And again, similar to the other one, you're basically doing a race of other planes, but it's just in the air. And being in the air, obviously, there's not really much of anything to like collide with or any like terrain to deal with, so I imagine it should be pretty easy compared to the previous one even. So I don't think this one really deserves any tips worth mentioning. Okay, something that is worth knowing though is you can't apparently do like L1 and like R1 or like LB, RB to really move the plane around and whatnot. Doesn't seem that's really a thing with the RC vehicles for some reason. You would think it would have those like helicopter, like airplane kind of controls in the game, but for some reason it doesn't. At least in this quote-unquote definitive edition for some reason. So you do have to like fully use the stick and whatnot. You can't use like the rudders essentially. Doesn't seem it has any of that. Which I kind of expected now because I think the one in like Demolition Man did not have that. But yeah, it seems pretty simple from here. Oh. I don't know why I looked back like that, but okay. I wanted to see how close other ones were, honestly. But I wouldn't doubt that the AIs are pretty bad in this mission, considering they're flying vehicles and whatnot. I don't know how good the AIs can fly like RC planes in this game, but yeah. Not like you can really see them know in the first place. I'm assuming they're doing kind of bad, to be honest. Oh shit. Alright, probably going to the billboard here would be good. Alright, this one looks a bit different color. Okay, so like the more like purplish one seems to suggest it finishes and whatnot. And is that what you mean, or is the helicopters actually spawning? Sure, I didn't get here by like vehicle, like a land vehicle, I don't think. I mean, I'm fine with it because like the streams already going to be pretty short and stuff, but yeah. Now I'm kind of in an intermission between another couple RC vehicle missions. Okay, I think I had 60% before. And yeah, obviously if you like get the $100 and you pass it, surely that counts for the percentage. And yeah, you gotta be in first place, obviously, by the way. Otherwise it doesn't seem to get like the percentage. Which obviously makes sense. So I'm trying to see if it's like in the stat menu or something. Alright, I probably can't really see the placements he got, but yeah. Honestly, I was a little bit surprised the RC plane one took like a few seconds longer. I kind of thought it would be a quicker one. But yeah, anyways, I think I mentioned like most of the like huge announcements in the Nintendo Direct. I'm not really going to mention anything about like the third-party stuff. I'm not really that interested in like third-party games. That's what I have the like PlayStation for. Basically, the PS5 is for third-party stuff. However, for like Nintendo stuff, I'm mainly about the first-party titles. Whereas like PlayStation, I don't mind like getting into like first-party titles and stuff, but like there's a lot of good third-party stuff I feel as well. Like I feel like Sony and Microsoft aren't as known for their like first-party stuff as like Nintendo is, obviously. But yeah, trying to think here. The last two huge announcements I remember basically was like a Mario Kart like 8 Deluxe like battle course pack or something like that with like 48 like retro tracks or something like that. Pretty cool. I actually just recently was playing through Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and got like the gold glider, the like gold wheels and like gold Mario and shit by getting like fucking clearing all the like 200cc and shit. So it's pretty funny actually. I was just recently like completing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe after having it for like a whole year and not really bothering with it much. And suddenly after like 5 years now they're gonna be giving in DLC. Which it was like the biggest hit, like Switch title essentially. It kind of is basically, so I'm kind of surprised they waited as long as they did. But yeah, there's some returning ones from like Mario Kart 4 and stuff, pretty cool. That those will be on like console now and whatnot. And obviously there's going to be a bunch from like the other like titles as well, like a Wii Coconut Mall and 64 like Choco Island and whatnot. Very hyped to see whatever ones they end up having, because pretty much all the like ones they showed off at first might just be for like the first like wave of 6, since apparently they're doing like 6 waves of like 8 tracks or something, which is basically 2 cups in that game. But Mario Kart, honestly, kind of one of my couple to few favorite like Nintendo series. I would probably say maybe several or something. I don't know, it does kind of lack replayability and aside for online in my opinion, but still definitely have some fun, at least the first time around on like each course and whatnot. And then the hugest one of them all, and the one I'm definitely most excited for, is actually kind of my favorite series in a way, aside for Grand Theft Auto here, is actually Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Very hyped about that one. Seems like it's gonna be like a mishmash of like 1 and 2 like worlds and stuff.
Give me a break, asshole.
And I have like the definitive edition of the first one on the Switch, which was like almost 2 years ago at this point, and then I had Xenoblade Chronicles X, which that one was from like, that one was like a 2015 release and stuff. Pretty old one was Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U. That failure of a system, unfortunately. But yeah, honestly, I wouldn't mind if they would like do Xenoblade Chronicles X, for example, on the Switch. That would be kind of cool. Though it would make the Wii U even more useless, to be fair. But yeah, I'll definitely be playing for Xenoblade Chronicles X on my like off time outside of these like streams and stuff. That's definitely something I'm going to be playing recently because it's Xenoblade Chronicles 3 being announced. And that's for a September 2022 release. So it's only like a good few to several months away. Not too bad. And honestly, I can't really think much of what to mention with it. But it is basically my like second favorite game series aside for this, I would say, for the Grand Theft Auto series. But anyways, I gotta see what the, like... But yeah, basically it seems as long as you get the $100, you basically get the percentage. So even if the number doesn't go up, that basically means it's like less than a whole percent or something like that. So as long as you get the $100 in like the first place and stuff, you should be getting that percentage. But yeah, RC Raider pickup is going to be with a RC helicopter, and that's at the Escobar International Airport. And that one requires getting 20 checkpoints in any order, it seems. And you gotta not destroy the helicopter, it looks like, and then any subsequent attempt after the first attempt, if for some reason anyone want to replay it for any reason, then you basically just have to beat your own time. And yeah, by the way, if you needed to quit any of these, if you got any bad attempts, you can like self-destruct the like RC vehicle. Because yeah, I know I'm going off on a lot of tangents because I want to discuss the Nintendo Direct a little bit. Because why not? Like, I know it's not something I usually do, at least in as much depth as I'm going in a sense, but yeah. Honestly, I don't even really know how to describe my excitement for Zinley Chronicles 3 though, like, honestly. I still haven't fully completed the, like, first one, like, I've completed, like, the whole game, like, a good couple of few times. I still need to get, like, all my affinity coins in, like, the first Zinley Chronicles Definitive Edition on the Switch. And yeah, I probably have a lot of, like, side quests and stuff and whatnot doing Zinley Chronicles X, but I've completed the, like, main story and whatnot on that one on the Wii U from, like, 2015. And yeah, I don't have Zinley Chronicles 2, so I really do want to get a hold of Zinley Chronicles 2. The only fucking problem is, though, that shit's like fucking $80 on like fucking Amazon somehow, which could have to do with the announcement of Zinley Chronicles 3. Like, I swear that shit fluctuates so much in price for Zinley Chronicles 2. I really want to get a fucking hold of it. I'm not paying like $80 fucking for a Switch game, which is a current gen system. Even though, yes, it's severely lacking on the new 9th generation systems, but yeah. Alright, there it is, it looks like, for this last one. But yeah, I need Zinley Chronicles 2, and then, of course, when 3 comes out, to complete the Zinley game collection, at least for, like, having one copy of each game, basically. Yeah, definitely favorite Nintendo series would definitely be Zinley Chronicles. I just don't know how to, like, explain it and whatnot, or really any of this all. See, that's not usually stuff I talk about on this channel and stuff. But obviously I still am into that kind of, like, stuff and whatnot. And yeah, obviously, no, I did not get these trash, like, quote-unquote definitive editions on the Nintendo Switch. Like, that version's ass. Like, the whole game's not on the cartridge. I guess you have to download, like, Vice City and San Andreas to talk about, like, Trilogy Definitive Edition in terms of the Switch, for example. Yeah, I don't even think the physical version is out yet. It comes out on, like, I think actually it comes out tomorrow, February 11th or something, for the physical version on the Switch that they delayed, I think. Yeah, I think on that, like, box art, they have to, like, mention that, like, a download's required, because, like, the whole game's not on the fucking cartridge, which is just sad. But, yeah. Not sure if it's a Nintendo issue or if it's, like, a Rockstar issue. I think, like, 32 gigabyte, like, cards exist and stuff, but they might be pretty, like, expensive and stuff. From what I hear. So I think the card for, like, the game card or whatever for, like, the Switch version, I think that might be, like, a 16 gigabyte, like, game card or something. So I guess that's why you have to like download a lot of the fucking game for the entire trilogy definitive edition for that Switch version. Gee, that one's like underneath a plane and stuff. Okay, is it even solid? Because I think in GT3 there was planes that weren't solid. Oh yeah, I think the ones that are stationary are, but the moving one is not, if I recall. So I do know with the non-moving planes they are solid. I think it was like that in GT3 as well. I think it was just a moving one again. It's probably like that for this one as well. For like the air train or whatever. Yeah, honestly, the time on this one, I'm not sure like if it's necessarily going to be all that great, but yeah. The checkpoint listed there seems like it lists the remaining checkpoints here. So I could just say 9 after this one. Yeah, 9. But I'm not sure if I'm just not driving it well, but yeah. And again, like with RC Baron, you cannot use the rotors to move the helicopter. I mean, the rudders or like whatever, like L1, R1, LB, RB. And then I guess if you're playing that like trash Switch version, maybe like L and R. You can't use that for that, obviously. Since you can't turn it with the shoulder buttons and whatnot. And what the hell was that trippy shit? I was just going to see through the airport or what? Yeah, I don't know if I'm just a bit slow because I was talking like Nintendo, like nerdy Nintendo stuff, whatever, but yeah, I don't know, maybe since I was talking like nerdy Nintendo stuff, I'm a bit slow with this, I don't know. But I don't know, maybe this is like a normal time. As long as I get the percentage, I don't care. Yeah, basically you just gotta complete this, I believe, similar to like the chopper checkpoints, for example, from like a couple parts ago. So the only hard part is obviously not to destroy it, and even that part's not even hard at all, actually. It's actually easy not to destroy it, basically. At least in this quote-unquote definitive edition. But though I imagine it's still just pretty easy in the regular version as well. From like the original PS2 version, like PC and whatnot. Dang, it's just like a 5-minute mission thing then. I don't know, I thought it was like moving it around like normally and whatnot. It's honestly probably why there isn't other competitors, because this one actually takes a somewhat decent-ish amount of time compared to the other ones at least, which are like 2 minutes. Yeah, this mission passed $100, and that should be it for the percent completion. Alright, yeah, I did get to 62, so that clearly counted, and then one of the other ones at least counted. Though all 3 of them should have counted. Just because it doesn't go over a percent doesn't mean it counted, obviously, because it could be less than a percent. Yeah, obviously I'll make it back to Varsity State, save the game and whatnot, and then be done with the stream. Yeah, I basically mentioned everything worth mentioning, and then obviously I went on those like extra tangents as like kind of extra conversation. So obviously if I was just purely talking about like the thing with the game and whatnot, that would have been pretty boring with like just the free RC things that clearly don't need very much advice. So hopefully it was some interesting conversation compared to some other stuff typically. And yeah, obviously I would record like Switch and shit if it didn't require like a capture card essentially, because obviously Switch can only record like 30 fucking seconds. Then again, it is like a handheld and shit, so I guess it makes sense. So honestly, I would do like Switch stuff and like Nintendo stuff. I would prefer doing a lot of that stuff, but yeah, not really too feasible unless having a capture card or something. Maybe like a decent-ish like PC or something as well might be required for that kind of thing as well. I don't know. But I should be done here, so I'm gonna save it on the second slot. I'll delete the fourth slot since it should be the final attempt of the stream. But yeah, that is finally gonna be it for the stream. Next stream for the Grand Theft Auto Vice City Definitive Edition walkthrough here. It's finally going to be where I'm going to probably have to do like longer parts again, because obviously it's been a long like break in the like side missions here, not having to really do much of a long part. But after these RC vehicle missions, I'm gonna have to start doing like the vehicle missions and like collectible kind of stuff and whatnot. So yeah, the side game content's gonna start getting longer. So yeah, the streams might start getting a bit longer, which I'm totally cool with, obviously. I'm just saying, obviously. But yeah, part 13 should be part 13, if I could talk right. Yeah, part 13 should be the Pizza Boy vehicle missions, which was actually not a thing in Grand Theft Auto 3, so it'll be the first time in the series, I believe. Basically, in the Grand Theft Auto series where Pizza Boy was a thing, obviously. So that might kind of mention the history of it. I think the only other game that has that kind of thing is actually Liberty City Stories. But yeah, obviously more on that for part 13 for the Pizza Boy vehicle missions. And yeah, for vehicle missions, I'll probably be doing like one part for each of them. Though I might combine Vigilante, because I'll probably do Brown Thunder since I have the Hunter, since I already completed the main story, with like Taxi Driver, like Firefighter. Because Brown Thunder is pretty easy, even compared to like the Grand Theft Auto 3 Vigilante. So yeah, next like 4 parts are probably all going to be like vehicle missions in the game. But yeah, that is finally going to be it for this stream. Hope you enjoyed.